Back on the show, the Ryan Sanders, or as I like to call him, Ryan Stone Cold Sanders, is going to be back in action on November the 12th at NEF 50 for the vacant 170-pound title against Jonathan Piersma. Ryan, how you doing?
Good, Ryan. How are you, man?
I'm good. Happy to have you back on the show. And I want to start with your most recent fight, NEF 49, round one RNC victory over Steven Stengel. Recap that one for me, man. How pleased are you with your performance?
I'm somewhat pleased. Like I'm always happy to get the win, but the first few seconds were dog shit at best because he got the takedown, he got it so easily, and that was not what we wanted. We knew he was gonna come out like that, like a banshee, and I backed straight up. I didn't do anything right, and he got the takedown, but I was able to use my awesome grappling skills to reverse it, and then just beat his ass until he gave up his neck like a goddamn giraffe. So.
Well, why is it that you think he got the takedown? Is there something that you can point towards?
Yeah, I was like, I didn't fight it. I just knew that I was safe on the ground with him because like I just know that my ground game was a lot better. But that's not the point. The point is I should have kept it standing and showed off my striking, and I didn't. So I was a little bit pissed off about that, but it is what it is. I got the win. So on to the next.
I guess just going by body types in there. I mean, he looked very strong. Is that something that you can attest to? Was he just physically strong in there?
Yeah, no, he was super strong, man. But I mean, I'm fucking physical too, but no, I accepted. I made an agreement, and that's one of the things we talk about at Vision Quest Muay Thai. And one of the things that Primo preaches is no agreements, and unfortunately, I made one, so it is what it is.
At this stage of your career, what is it like for you to fight in Bangor? I mean, you've been at this for a while now. You fought in Maine, you fought outside of Maine. What is it like just for you as an athlete to compete in Bangor?
I mean, it gives me the bee's knees, man. Like that energy, you feed off of it. I think I'm 4-0 in Bangor, and I mean, just fighting my hometown, it's just it's everything, man. It's the dopest feeling. Like you can't even explain it unless you experience it yourself.
How'd you celebrate that night? What'd you guys do?
I got blackout drunk and puked all over everywhere. That's I told people not to buy me shots, and my kryptonite is shots, and I drank too much. It happens. But I mean, I won. I was in Bangor, so like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah. Okay. Well, you got to go out and blow off some steam after such a hard training camp. Well,
Yeah.
I know for you, life is the grind. What has life been like for you since? Have you just been basically in the gym and then doing your job, spending time with your family?
Yeah, man. Like I got right back at to it. I honestly I didn't think I was gonna get another fight this year. I was hoping to, and then within I think 5-6 days after the fight, we got a fight booked, and we got right back to it, right back in the grind. And I just been at the gym, busting my ass and getting ready for Jonathan.
And obviously, you're at Pepino's. That's your, I guess, your part-time job, right? MMA is your full-time job. What has that been like? What is that job like? How long have you been there now?
I've been there for almost a year, but I used to work there back in the day too. I absolutely love it there. I love my coworkers. It's just a great atmosphere. It's just good energy, and I just have a ball. They let me be myself, which is terrifying for them, but they still let me be myself. So it's all good.
What's the best thing on the menu?
The chicken fajitas. I love the fajitas, and it's delicious. But everything's really good there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No doubt about
Yeah.
that. Well, we got to talk about some NFL football, right? The Cowboys are 4-2. They're looking pretty good this year. I know that they just lost to the Eagles, but they didn't have Dak Prescott. So just
Exactly.
give me your objective opinion here. Just look at this realistically. I mean, how good can the Cowboys be this year? How far can they go?
Well, here's the thing. So, like after Dak got injured, I think a lot of the Cowboys fans, including myself, kind of wrote him off. Like, oh, this is a wash. It's a typical year for us. There's always next year. But then Cooper Rush came around. Our defense is just killing it with Diggs and Micah Parsons. We have a stacked defense that's kept us in a lot of games without Dak. But when we get Prescott back, we lost the Eagles in Philly with a backup quarterback. We still kept it close for, as far as I'm concerned. But the Giants look good this year too. So we actually have a one of the tougher divisions, which is unheard of. Like usually the FC East was a laughing stock. But I don't know. I think we'll probably make it to the playoffs, and then I'll get my hopes up, and I'll lose my mind, and then we'll lose in the first round like we always do. So just another typical year for a Cowboys fan.
Can the Giants be really that good? I mean, everyone's talking about, oh, they're so great. Like, I mean, I feel like it's just a matter of time before they come back down to earth.
I think you're right. I think Jones is playing out of his league right now. I think he will get humbled, because like he isn't that good. I really don't think he's that good. But Saquon Barkley's in a contract year, and he's just putting up crazy numbers. And he's hungry. He's healthy. That's what terrifies me the most is Saquon.
Hmm. Yeah, well, I can't say much as a Pats fan. I mean, we're average at best. All I gotta say is I miss the good old days with Tom Brady. I'll digress. Look, there's some big UFC fights this weekend. UFC 280 in Abu Dhabi. I want to get some fight picks from you. Let's start with the main event: Charles Oliveira, Islam Makhachev for the lightweight title. Who do you see winning this and how?
I mean, it's hard to go against the champ, even when he gets caught and stuff like that, he still bounces back. It's like when he gets caught, it wakes him up. And I saw a stat that 16 of his wins are only of his 16 wins, only 4 of them have came off of his own takedown. So even when they get him to the ground, he's just so slick. So I think the champ keeps the belt, even though Islam is a stud too. Don't get me wrong. He comes from that Dagestan background wrestling. It's just that you can't really you have to be the champ, and I just don't see him getting beat.
All right, Funk Master and Killishaw for the 135 strap. Who wins? We have a new
Uh,
champ, or is Aljo retain?
I don't know. Like I can't stand Aljamain, and I'm not a big fan of Dillashaw, so I hope it finishes in a split draw.
Okay,
fuck them both.
fair enough. Well, the other fight that a lot of people are really intrigued about. I mean, look, there's a lot of fights on this card, but
Yeah.
Piotr Jan, Sean O'Malley. This is only a 3-round fight, and Jan is notorious for starting slow. If it was a 5-round fight, I feel like a lot of people feel Jan would just, win this very easily. But O'Malley, with his length, with how just unique of a striker he is, a lot of people feel he's got a shot here. Do you think he does, or do you think Piotr Jan gets?
I mean, that's the great thing about fighting is like everyone's got a striker's chance, right? And I just think that I think Jan is just too good. I think this is going to be a good test, a humbling test for O'Malley. I think he's going to perform well. I just think Jan will take it in decision. But it'll be a good test for him to let him know like he's still like I think he's number 12 right now. He still has a ways to go. It's a big step up in competition. But I think Jan takes it.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Well, let's talk camp at Vision Quest Muay Thai. Looks like you got a little shiner underneath your right eye there. Is that accurate? Who gave that one to you?
Chainsaw did. He's a bully. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not ready to talk about it, but I wasn't ready.
Well, tell me a little bit more about camp. How has it been? How healthy are you feeling right now?
I mean, camp's been going great. I just I feel better now at this point in camp than I have in the previous camps. I just think bouncing right back into it was really good for me. Everything is clicking. Primo is getting me some new tricks, and the guys are pushing me on a daily. And I'm really looking forward to displaying just the new version of me. It's been a good year with Primo, and a great year at Vision Quest, and I'm just really looking forward to this fight.
Has Primo brought in any new training partners for you to get ready for this fight, or has it been the same guys?
No, it's the same guys. We just have a good core guys. I've been working a lot more with Julian Soros. He's a stud wrestler. Former national runner-up a couple times. Just a stud fucking wrestler. And he just embarrassed. Well, he doesn't embarrass. I hold my own like 1 out of 10 times. But his wrestling is top notch, and he's been putting me through the paces, showing me a little bit of ins and outs, and it's helped a lot.
Now, I know Julian definitely has some very good credentials with wrestling, but if I'm not mistaken, isn't he quite a bit smaller than Piersma? Do you still get the look?
Yeah. I mean, he's a little bit smaller, but his fat ass has been eating every ice cream like inside. So, but the thing is like when it comes to size like that, it's really just technique. As long as you know the technique and you're not thinking about it and you can just hit it with muscle memory. That's the key, man. It's just like being able to go through the motions, whether you have like a 35er on you or a 205er. As long as you're hitting the technique should win.
Do you feel like Piersma is a big 170 fighter, or is he kind of?
I think he looks like an average size. I mean, he's a thick boy. He looks strong as an ox and thick, but I think he's just an average 170er. I don't think he's super big, but I don't think he's like small either. I think he's just an average size 170er.
Yeah. Well, it goes without saying, Ryan, this is a big fight for you. Obviously, to add another belt to your trophy case is great, but another win, man, that gets you that much closer to fighting on a big stage, which is, I know, what you want. Does a win here at NEF 50, does that give you what you want? Are you going to be fighting next in Bellator or, maybe the UFC? What are you thinking?
I mean, I hope so. Obviously, like my focus is on this fight. and getting this win. And I think you're absolutely right, though. It should open up some doors. Like, this is kind of like what my plan was at the beginning of the year, was get a couple fights, a couple easy fights, tune-up fights, and then hopefully get a good top opponent at the end of the year, and then hopefully start 2023 off right. I think getting this win will open up some doors, and I'm looking forward to it.
Can you give us a little inside info here? Has Primo told you, has there been any, bigger promotions, calling, wanting to book you? I mean, even a promotion like, an LFA, where you got to fly out to the West Coast. I mean, that's, promotion where you see a lot of fighters go straight to the UFC from there.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that, you might be fighting on a promotion like that in the near future?
Primo hasn't mentioned anything, and no one's, chirped my way. So I don't think it's on our radar yet. I just think that, like, beating a couple of average Joes hasn't really, woken anybody up, hasn't really put any eyes on me. But I think, beating a contender, an up and comer, a prospect like Piersma will open up some doors, or at least open up some eyes,
Any new rumblings or any back and forth with you and Joe Giannetti?
No, I did see a video. Someone shared a video and showed it to me about him saying, like, looking for a fight's coming to Boston, and he wants to get on it, and he'll fight anybody, but he should put an asterisk, because he won't fight me. He's just a protected, he's protected down there, and everyone knows it. And I would eat him alive. Maybe we can get that fight happening at the beginning of the year. He says he's fighting at 170 now too. So, like I said before, I'd love to welcome him.
Did you get a chance to? Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off there. Did you get a chance?
I was just gonna say. I mean, I could. He's got a friggin' balloon of a head. Yeah, I could close my eyes and smack him with it.
The Diaz trash talk, you definitely have on point, my man. I wanted to ask, did you get a chance to see his last fight? He's the double champ now for Cage Titans, and what was
I got to see a little bit of the highlights, but that kid he fought, was like 4-2 or something like that. Like, he had a dog shit record, and he had no striking credentials whatsoever. And Joe was talking about how he's a striker and how he beat him up and stuff like that. Whenever Joe's ready and he wants some legit competition, I'll be here.
Okay, fair enough. Well, let's dive into this matchup. NEF 50, November 12th, back at the Aura. I did see for the fight announcement, you went on the New England MMA podcast, and you guys are doing a little back and forth there. What was your impression of all of that? Could you get a read as to maybe how he felt towards you in this fight?
Everything I said was true, and he couldn't say anything back because he knew it was true. He has dog shit hands, dog shit striking. He's going to grapple. He's going to shoot. And that's fine. Like, that's fine if he wants to. I've been in there with better grapplers, higher, tougher grapplers and stuff like that. We know he's going to shoot. He's going to say whatever he wants, but he's going to try to grapple me. I'm going to punch him in the face once, and he's going to try to shoot in. I want it. I want the best version of him. I'm going to fuck him up, but I want the best version of him when he shows up.
I was lucky enough to be cage side when you fought John Manley, and there's another guy that's, a phenomenal wrestler, just a big, physically strong guy with, I would say, a similar skill set to a Jonathan Piersma, but he has a lot more experience. He's been in there for many more fights, many more professional fights than Piersma has. He's only 4-1. So do you feel like this is a case where Piersma is maybe getting this fight a little too soon in his career?
Absolutely. I think he bit off more than he can chew. I think experience is going to play a huge part. I've been in 5-round wars before. I've gone the distance, and not only that, but just like I've been in shitty situations with a tough, heavy grappler on top of me and stuff like that. So I've been there before. I'm not too worried about it. And honestly, grappling is my bread and butter. I just know that my striking is a lot better than his, and that's where we're going to try to keep the fight.
Do you feel that's a fair analogy to compare him to Manley in a way? Are they similar fighters?
I think so. I think Jonathan's like more like, stronger up top. He looks like more of a big bag type guy. Likes to go for necks and stuff like that. Likes to go for like rear naked chokes, things like that. He's a neck hunter. I think Manley was more of a overall grappler, like mixing everything like that. But it is what it is. I mean, I was a dog shit fighter when I fought Manley. I wasn't happy with that performance, and I've come a long way. Like, I was a top 5 guy years ago with no striking, no wrestling, and now that I have Julian training with me and head coach with Primo, like I'm gonna fuck some people up.
All right. Well, things have been going pretty darn well for you as of late. Now, again, Piersma 4-1. All four of his wins are submission victories. His loss was a split loss to Charlie Radke. So, how do you see this fight going, Ryan? Do you believe it gets into the second, third round? And how do you get him out of there?
I think the kid's tough. He's gonna be there until he's not there. And I see him, being a tough kid, and I think he's gonna believe his hype for a bit. But I think by the second or third round, I'm gonna wear him down and break him. His voice will start chirping, and then eventually he'll give me something. I'd like a TKO stoppage, just to prove a point. But if he gives me that neck, I'll take that home with me too.
And what would this mean for you too, Ryan, to capture NEF gold again here, but this time up a weight class at 170?
It would mean a lot, man. Like I've actually fought for the title twice before at 170 and not able to get it. It was against Gilles. So I'm looking forward to bringing that belt home on the third time, because the third time's a charm, and bringing it back to Newport where it belongs and where it's going to stay.
Yeah, and that fight with Gilles, man, that was such a long time ago now. Is it kind of surreal? It's like full circle. You're back now, so many years later, and your career is going so well, on the cusp of maybe a big fight around the corner. Is that kind of surreal to think about?
Yeah, man. Like I really feel like it's come full circle. Like I had to go through all that shit, like, not just in the cage, but in life and stuff like that, so that when it does come to fruition, I'll have a lot more respect for it. I appreciate it a lot more. And everything happens for a reason. And I'm in a good place mentally right now and physically, but I'm just surrounded by good people and with my team in the gym. And I feel like I'm a bad dude now. So
Can't wait, man. November 12th. Can't be here soon enough. Again, Ryan Sanders takes on Jonathan Piersma for the NEF 170-pound title at NEF 50. Ryan, always great talking to you, my man. As always, before we sign off, I want to give you the floor. Tell people where they can follow you. And if you have anyone to thank, where's yours?
so like I just want to thank, Primo, my head coach, guy, goddamn killer, and then all my teammates, all 47 of them. Just kidding, there's like 12. Timmy, Little Chris, Julian, Eddie, Troy, Emo, Max, Oldie, Bachman, Austin, Jeff, Old Man Chris, Jay, Chainsaw, and Randall. And then I got a couple sponsors I want to give a shout out to: Shillix, Green Thumb Organics, Grateful Creations, Moosehead Trail Power Sports, D&K Herbal Solutions, and Dynamic Chiropractic. I appreciate all you guys for the support and everything. And thank you, Ryan, for having me.
And look at you, man. You coming in prepared with the list to read and everything.
You got it. Like, people don't understand when you get put on the spot like that. I punch these kids in the face every single day. But when you're like, give a shout out to your teammates, I'm like, I make up names I don't even know. I'm like, Danny's pretty good. And they're like, who the hell is Danny? I don't know. I panicked.
Well, you're learning and you're progressing. So there you go. You're in the right direction, my man. All right. As always, I appreciate it, Ryan. We'll do this again soon.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Have a great day.